so I'm mixing up some ground beef and some Italian sausage here, and we're gonna brown that off for our lasagna. Okay, now we're gonna just make sure that's nice and warm and coated. Go ahead and start throwing that meat in there. Got that meat fairly well browned, not all the way though, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some mushrooms and start giving those cooking in there. I'm gonna shrink down some. And we want to cook these for a long time until these mushrooms start releasing their juices, and they'll kind of shrink down a little bit. But then once they release their juices, we go on to the next step. You see these mushrooms have released their juices, so we got all this nice juice in here to work with, which we're gonna cook down, and it will come off. But for right now, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and come in with my spices, and let me grab this. So I'm gonna come in with some pepper. We're fairly heavy on the pepper because some of it will cook out. And I'm gonna grab some salt. And then I'm gonna throw some garlic in so that can start kind of cooking in there and caramelizing. Make sure you get that juice. We like a lot of garlic in this house, so. Now I'm just curious, guys, do you guys put mushrooms in your lasagna? I know some people do and some people don't. Let me know in the comments what you like or how you make yours. So now I'm going to come in with some Italian seasoning. And we actually used some of this is oregano we actually grew in our own garden. And then some red pepper flakes, just a few. We don't want to make it too spicy, but we definitely want to give it a little bit of a kick. And we're going to stir that all together. And then we're just going to kind of let this simmer down to where the pan's pretty much dry. And then I'm going to put my sauce on it. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and pour my sauce in. Good old marinara there. Let's give that a stir. All right, so that's stirred in. We're gonna go ahead and turn it to low. Then we're just gonna let that simmer for about 15 minutes or so. And then we'll be ready for phase 2 or 3 or whatever phase we're on. So I went ahead and added a little water to my jar to get the little more of the sauce out. And that's probably good. And now we'll let it simmer. All right, so we're grating some fresh Parmesan. We're working on making up our cheese mixture here. This is kind of fun. All right, so now we're gonna toss some mozzarella in there. And we're gonna come in with some more of that Italian seasoning. Doesn't that look pretty? All right, so we're gonna salt our water. Oh, there, we got some boiling water. Then we're gonna get our noodles going. All right, so we got the noodles in there. Let's just kind of keep tucking them down in there because they don't want to fit. Make sure they're completely covered with water. That's going to boil over on me, so I'm going to turn it down some. All right, and then we keep these going for about 8 minutes. Action. All right, so for this part, you get yourself a pair of strong arms and strong hands. Yeah, you dump out your boiling water and your noodles. Then you want to stop that cooking process by throwing some cold water onto them. And then you put them in a bowl full of cold water also, just to double make sure that that cooking process is not continuing. Then you're going to strain that out. And then it's time to get ready and start your layers. All right, so yeah, layer in some sauce. Make sure it coats the bottom. I'll probably end up putting a little more. Layering your noodles in here. They're nice. Careful because they're kind of slippery. All right, and then you're going to come in with your cheese mixture. And you will get your hands messy. But that's okay, that just makes it more fun. Actually, I think I'll just use my hands for this part. Might be a little easier. I'll spread that cheese around as best you can. Let's put a little more on there. That looks about good for this first layer. done all of our layers. So we're just gonna come in with the last little bit of this cheese and just kind of dollop it on where we can. I think I'm just gonna use my hands, make it a lot easier to get that last little bit out. So we've got them little dollops of the last bit of cheese, and then I'm going to come in a little more mozzarella, just kind of lightly sprinkle that on top. So I've got my cheese all sprinkled across, and I had saved out some of my fresh parsley to just kind of garnish on there, make it look nice and pretty. All right, and then it's going to go into the oven that is preheated at 375. And all right, so that lasagna goes in the oven covered with tin foil for about 30 minutes. And then we'll bring it out and uncover it and put it back in. All right, so that's been 30 minutes in the oven. We're gonna go ahead and take that tin foil off. Look at that, it's looking pretty good. But it's gonna go back in for another 30 minutes.